What I'm gonna show you today is the carving method of orchid. In Nixing pottery carving technique, let's take a look at the completed work first. What kind of effect is it? When carving orchids, it is an orchid. Then there are leaves and flowers. Actually, there is stone on it. Orchids generally grow in the crevices, rocks in deep mountains. Though when we are engraving, we should carve out this filling. In addition, the orchid leaves are more elegant. This is more difficult place to carve. Here everyone should practice more when they try to carve. Find this filling. We will enter the carving stage next. Before carving, to make it easier for everyone to see my knife, I paint the carved parts with ink. After the ink dries, we start carving. Before carving, we make a composition of the orchid we want to engrave. It's the same as the finished product we just saw. Carve a stone from the lower right corner. Then the orchid grows from the cracks in the stone. Carve these leaves. Finally, in the process of engraving the flower, now our ink is basically dry. We started carving orchids. The first thing we engraved is the stone is grows on. We can be bold with a knife when carving stones. Carve out the fillings of this kind of stone, then carve some dots. Those indicate plants or lichen on it. What do we have when we draw? Traditional Chinese painting. There are most spots on this kind of lichen, right? Carve this stone in this way it shows. The next more difficult thing is to carve the leaves of the orchids. The roots of the orchid grow from here. We carve a relatively elegant leaf. Next, if they all float to one side, it can stand up without big leaves. So the three leaves basically form the main frame. And then there are some small ones left. A few leaves that are not particularly long. We can adjust the angle of the cap to make it easier. Like this. Basically, this leaf is finished. Because the leaves of our orchids are going to be curved too many. Engraving too large is not good. We merely have a few leaves and make it flexible, so that the effect can be expressed. After the leaves are curved, we are going to curve the stem of the orchid next. We engraved this stem first. This one is the stem on which we are going to carve flowers. Then when carving the flowers, note that it has half carved petals. We have carved the orchid below, and then to the one above. These two blooming orchids. Next, we are going to carve the stamens. Just carve some dots in this place. A leaf can be added to the composition and another leaf. Then the whole orchid is basically finished. When adjusting, we add some points and most, or add some tiny leaves and so on. This is done. In general, we can also sign here on the right. You can also sign in this place in the upper left corner. It won't sign today. Then our orchid is basically completed like this. At the moment, everyone should pay attention to practicing the direction of this leaf, because we have fewer orchid leaves. Secondly, we can only do it once. We also know that there's no modification when carving, so this fluency and feeling needs everyone to practice. When carving the flowers, although the long and short petals of the flower are engraved, even some long petals we can pull out a little bit. that this flower is in full bloom. If you want to carve 3 flowers, you can also have an extra flower branch underneath. Carve it with 1 more flower. So the orchid carving we talked about today basically ends here. Next, everyone takes out their own mat to practice. I hope you all get started quickly about to carve better works. Thank you all.